Most people train for how they want to look. They want bigger biceps. They want bigger glutes. They want a flat stomach.
Yeah. They chase fat loss. They chase sweat. They chase the scale. They chase exhaustion.
And then they wonder why they end up hitting a plateau. They're burnt out. And then they end up back at square one.
So today we're going to talk about why chasing performance builds better results than chasing aesthetics ever will. All right, so let's get into it. So Nick, when we talk about chasing looks versus chasing actual performance, what is the difference and which one's obviously better?
Oh, when you're chasing looks or very specific outcomes, all that is short term. Mm-hmm. So there's a limit. That's why people are hitting plateaus.
I've done that.
When you chase performance, then you're going to get the outcomes as a result from that performance.
I think that's a big difference in changing the way that I train now, which is why it's become sustainable, more so than anything.
And if we're being completely honest, one of the biggest factors or if you are chasing looks, the biggest factor is going to be nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't be chasing fat loss and sweating and being exhausted in the gym, because if you don't change your nutrition, now you didn't do anything except burn out.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing if you're just chasing an arm pump, it's fun. But if you're just chasing an arm pump, not performance, then you might not get the results you're looking for.
I also think...
Except a very short-term arm pump.
Right. I also think when you're chasing looks, working out becomes some kind of punishment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it completely ruins the whole experience of the gym.
Yeah, and then if you take a look you get a bad angle or lighting in the mirror and you're like, oh man, my stomach, and now that ruins your entire week.
Yeah. So I think me personally, the biggest mindset shift for me in how I train, which has affected every facet of my life in a very positive way, and I'm sure you could say the same, is switching over from chasing performance versus oh, I want a bigger butt, I want a more toned stomach. Those things are very nice, and those are nice, very nice dopamine hits. But when I started chasing performance and looking at performance numbers, it just so happens that the aesthetics kind of tend to follow through.
Yeah, they follow along with that.
Yeah.
For you, one of the biggest things I think helped you out was when I started sending you the workouts for you to track on your own.
Yeah.
Because then every single week you could see your progress.
Yeah.
Obviously I know you're making progress every week, but unless I'm telling you, you're not going to realize, or you'll forget.
That, and then I also became more intentional and conscious of pushing myself to make sure my weights are going up week over week.
Yeah, because if I just change the weights for you and you don't know what's on the bar,
then I don't care.
You don't really know. But if you're actively putting in oh, I did 100 pounds last week. All right, I got this. I could do 105. Boom, you hit 105.
Yeah, so that perfectly...
And then you lock that into your brain.
Mm-hmm. So that perfectly leads into what we should be chasing instead. If I want a certain aesthetic goal, I'm not knocking aesthetics entirely. I think we all, to some extent, care. We all care about it.
Everyone does. It's just changing the mindset in order to get those aesthetic goals.
Yeah, I think when I'm chasing the performance bit, and then it's I just so happen that oh wow, my butt looks a little better in these jeans. So then when I do that, that just becomes a side. It's not the main. It's a side quest. It's not it's a side quest. It's a fun little side quest, but it's not the main goal. Main goal for me, and that changes per person, but I think if you're looking at health more so than anything, if you're looking at increasing your weights, then it's just you get so much more benefits than just the aesthetics, and also you have to consider if you're chasing aesthetics, say if you're looking at a specific influencer that might be enhanced in some way, shape, or form. Most people are enhanced online. I'm not saying everyone is, but your favorite influencer, they're either working out 24/7. They don't have a 9 to 5, they're not working a normal person would, and they're dedicating their entire waking day to how they look. Obviously they're gonna look really good. They're gonna look a certain way.
And they're doing it to sell you something and to get you to buy that program.
Yeah.
Or that supplement.
Which is pretty smart. But I think that's just something that you have to keep.
People are not smart.
Unfortunately,
Easy.
not the people that listen to us though. Not the people that listen to us. So when you're chasing that specific look and then you don't get it, well, then what happens? You get burnt out. And then you're just like, oh, why am I doing this? And then that in the past, that's how I stopped working out. I was just like, oh, well, I'm not really getting anywhere. And it's because I'm not really tracking the things that matter. So I would love to hear from your perspective, just a bit more in depth on like what exactly should people be tracking? What are the things that matter to track?
Well, first, back to you for 1 second. I think because you're able to see your progress in the gym, it made it more motivating to stick to the nutrition. Because you're like, all right, now I see the numbers going up. Like, this is actually working. As opposed to, like, step on the scale. All right, I'm pissed off because the number doesn't say what I want it to say.
Yeah.
And then you give up, even though you are making progress.
Yeah, then also, I mean, like, with the scale, it's so short-sighted because I'm a female. So the scale changes pretty drastically depending on the cycle.
I get a 5-pound fluctuation in a day, too.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Guys can do that?
Yeah. Back to performance in the gym. Just think like progressive overload. So doesn't matter your rep range. Just think about adding more weight every week, better form every week, could add reps every week. There are a lot of different ways you could do it. You could, let's say your workout takes you 55 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You could do the same thing next week and it takes 45 minutes. That's also progress and better performance because you can now do it with less rest.
Mm-hmm. So for me, it becomes like a video game. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, wow, I hit a new PR for like that specific amount of reps. And I'm just like, oh my God, I remember when I struggled just doing 1 rep at that weight and now I can hit it for 5. But then there's other things that I note with it. Like, this is why I like the Train Heroic app, because in the beginning it has you like track how'd you sleep, like how'd you sleep, your overall recovery. But I tie that into, I'm usually having a good month if my protein's on point and my sleep's on point, which is like a no duh. But when you're tracking these things and you're actually looking at your performance and then you're asking yourself, oh, wow, I didn't really do too well in the gym. Why was that? I was really stressed out this week. Or like when I injured my back, like when I did some investigating work, I was really stressed around that time. I wasn't really sleeping too well. I was
low protein too.
Low protein was like the biggest culprit. So now, I mean, I still am tight. Like it's just how, I don't know.
Wait, sitting at the desk all day?
Yeah. I mean, I do I have a walking pad, so I make sure that I like walk throughout. Like if I don't take those breaks to walk, I'll probably get only like 2,000 steps. But then now that I do, I get between 6 and 7, sometimes 8,000. It's rough. I don't know how people do like 15,000 steps a day. You're on your feet all day, so you could do that. But
I'm at like 18 to 20.
Yeah, I have a standard. It's a desk job. I work from home, and so I'm on the computer all day, meetings back to back. So with all that being said, when I'm at least taking the time to understand why my performance is increasing in the gym, meaning like I'm hitting my weights, I'm hitting my reps, I'm hitting all of the goals that I'm setting out for that specific workout and for that week, like progressing accordingly, I'm realizing, okay, like, why am I doing well? It's because I'm sleeping well, protein's good, recovery, et cetera, and nutrition's decent. And then why am I not doing well? Well, then I'm backtracking and I'm saying, okay, nutrition, like, am I feeling flabby? Sometimes I feel like I'm gaining weight. I feel like things fit me a little tighter. And it's like, oh, I should go back to tracking, but at the end of the day, if performance is my North Star, everything else tends to align accordingly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I learned it from you, so obviously it makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I try to teach people.
Yeah. For me, if I can share that headspace with anyone, that's the biggest unlock when it comes to working out or getting to, I think anywhere in life when you're not chasing the visuals of it and you're chasing more of like the meaning behind it, you tend to stick to it long term.
Yeah, but going for a specific look, that's just very short term and short sighted.
Yeah.
But you're also not giving your body the stimulus for it. If you're just trying to go in there in the gym to get exhausted, body doesn't really know what it's responding to. Like, oh shit, I'm tired, all right? Like, but then you go do a random workout the next day to try to get sweaty and tired. Then you go to a random class to get sweaty and tired again, and you're thinking, all right, because I'm getting sweaty and tired, I must be losing fat, or I'm gonna lose weight on the scale. You might think it's hard that day, but if you're not tracking your weights, you might be doing less weight or less reps than you did previously. But because you're not tracking, you have no idea what you're doing, and you could actually be going backwards, which a lot of people don't realize. That's one of the reasons why I don't like classes, especially like the HIIT classes, because it's, hey, grab this random dumbbell or do these random burpees or go for a jog on there. Everything's random. You're never measuring progress on a workout to workout or week to week basis.
Yeah.
So you have no idea if you're improving.
Well, that's the difference between working out versus training.
Yeah.
More so than anything, right? So if you're going to the gym and you're just trying to get a sick palm, do some push-ups, do some bicep
random
curls,
workout. There's no...
do some Bulgarian split squats.
There's no way to...
doing.
You're not measuring any progress.
Yeah. And then...
building off of anything.
I think it becomes a waste of time, which is why people end up stopping.
Yeah, because they're like, all right, I'm putting in all this effort into the gym. I'm dying. I'm sweating. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm making these sacrifices. This is really hard, but the scale hasn't moved. All right. Today we have an absolutely terrible side quest for us, but great side quest for you guys. We are going to be ripping Pokemon because that's one of our favorite things to do besides workout, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
But now we have
Take the edge off.
We have some really bad stakes here.
It's terrible.
So the way this works, we're going to see how much value our hits have. And then depending on the number, that'll determine our potential punishment. So if our hits add up to $5 or less, we have to do 20 rep breathing squats. If we are $6 to $20, then we have to do 10 laps on the prowler.
Terrible.
Not too bad. I mean, the breathing squats.
The breathing squats are really bad, but the prowler for me is terrible. I'm so tired already.
From $21 to $50, that's just 500 meters on the rower. And if we get a pull that adds up to more than $50, you're out. No punishment.
All right, I need to get a hit because we both already worked out. Today's workout for me was brutal because I was sprinting.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh my God. All right, you go first. And then in the meantime, we'll make this a little interesting for you guys. Okay, as you're ripping, some questions for you.
Ooh, a sandwich.
Oh, I love me a sandwich. What responsibility did you grow into, not train for? I actually like that question.
Being a business owner. I definitely was not trained for that.
Oh, Typhlosion.
I may have just saved my ass.
How much is that worth?
There we go. 20-something. I think.
Shit.
There we go. I do not have to do breathing squats. This is a pretty sick card. I am excited.
What's the slowest but most reliable growth lever?
Getting people to come into classes. It's a slower process because obviously classes aren't as doesn't cost as much as like one-on-one training. So a little bit slower, but they become long-term members or more likely to become long-term members just because of the community aspect. And it's easier to get a buy-in when you have other people supporting you as opposed to coming in for a one-on-one. What problem are you not paid to solve, but you still do?
Something. This is worth like 20 cents. What problem am I not paid to solve but still do? Being a therapist.
Yeah, you?
You'd be surprised. Like, I feel like when it comes to business clients, especially if, like, it's different if it's not their business, but if it's their own business, they're just always asking me, like, oh, you know, like, I want to spend a little bit more. I want to do this. I want to do a little bit of that. And then I have to, like, wrangle it in for them and tell them, no, this is not what we want to do. And then they like go into like how stressed they are or whatever, and how that, I don't know. I had that the other time. Like a client was like talking about how stressed they were and they were flustered with their decision, and they kind of like spilled that onto the meeting. So then I tend to be like,
Oh, there you go.
"Ooh." Okay, I'm putting this in the HIIT
Put it in the
file.
middle so people could see it.
Oh, okay. Look at this HIIT, guys. I'm rambling a little bit, but anyways, it's just if they have a tough day and I have to ask them, I ask them questions, and then, you know, they're not giving me the answers that I exactly want. They'll spill like, I don't know what's going on in their lives.
So what
Next
decision do you make differently now than 3 years ago?
I'm not pressed as much. Nada. I'm not pressed as much. Like, I'm not as reactive, more strategic.
Oh, all right. Makes sense.
Yeah, like I'm just like, we'll figure it out. I don't know. What's one thing you wish people understood about your job?
It's hard to pick one because there's a lot of things. So a lot of people think they're paying for the hour with me,
Mm-hmm.
but they're really paying for 12 years of experience and knowledge, plus all the stuff I need to do outside of the training session
Mm-hmm.
to write up their workouts, prep, all that stuff. It's not, they're not just paying for an hour. They're paying for experience. I can get them results faster than the average trainer. So they're paying for it to be expedited.
Yeah, I hate when clients are trying to no hits.
No.
All right, you got one more pack. I hate when clients they try to, it's more than micromanaging. If they're like clocking you per hour, I feel like they just don't get it. It's not about the exact hours, it's about getting the results. Any hits? Any hits? Any hits?
Doesn't look like it.
No, I have like 7 of them.
All right, I will have to.
twos.
I think I might be on the rower. What career move looked risky but paid off?
I would say like I've quit some jobs without perhaps enough savings to bank on myself, and it's paid off times 10. I've also made a lot of I would say investments in coaches that have paid off a ton as well. Were expensive at the time, but they paid off in dividends afterwards, just with the life experience that came from the opportunities that I secured from them. One, I got paid out for those opportunities, and then it's just like the experience. Nothing. All right.
All right, last pack. You got to get something. All right, what KPI do people overemphasize in your industry?
Say ROAS, which is return on ad spend. So basically what people measure is based on the amount of money I put, how much did I generate from ads? Or based on the money I spent on ads, how much did I generate specifically from ads?
So you're saying the client overemphasizes that, or other marketers?
Both. And I think it's extremely short-sighted because growth is something that you want to track in terms of overall brand growth, right?
Ooh, all right, let's pull up. Let's find out. What are we dealing with? All right, I'll look up mine first. All right, I am at 25.85.
Holy crap, that's
so
good.
I am on the rower.
That's good. That's amazing. What's this one? This is nothing.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Me neither. What kind of Pokemon is this?
Garganical.
Powerful assault. Assault.
It's $1.17. All right, I don't know if you have enough cards in there to surpass the $5 threshold.
I'm gonna do 20 breathing squats.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm not looking at the scale as much anymore. I think it's important from time to time.
It's good to keep yourself in check,
Yeah.
but don't use that as like, that's how you're measuring progress. That's
It
just,
shouldn't be your North Star.
yeah, that's just keeping you in check.
Yeah. The main thing for me to track, I would say, like, personally, if I were to rate it, like, I would love your perspective after this, like, top 3. For me, it's 1, weights. What am I doing week over week? If I'm hitting those weights, am I progressing in those weights? I never want to backtrack on those weights. So tracking weights. And when tracking weights comes tracking my workouts. That's a big one.
If you're improving your weights and or reps over time, chances are your body composition's changing.
So you track,
unless you're just eating like absolute dog shit.
exactly. So tracking that for performance, and then the breadcrumb for increased performance is making sure I'm tracking my protein. So sometimes it becomes like way too taxing to track like all my meals and to weigh it all at once, especially if I know I'm eating the same thing. I kind of have an idea, like I'll track for a week and then I have an idea from there. So, but one thing that like I will say is paramount for me is tracking the protein, and then sleep, tracking my sleep. How many hours of sleep am I getting? The quality of my sleep, my resting heart rate. I kind of just keep it basic, but those are my top 3. What are yours?
I'll do a couple of skin fold measurements just to make sure
Taking it up a notch.
like nutrition's good. And I just try to beat my numbers every time.
At the gym, like in terms of your workouts that you're tracking week over week, right?
Yeah, as long as those are going up, then I'm fine. Like I don't obsess over all the little things that people get stressed out about. Like if I'm up 5 pounds, but that's not my goal, all right, but all the other things are in line, then all right, I know to ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
Or to at least keep it in the back of my head, and then if it becomes a trend, then I'll look at it later. But there's going to be natural fluctuations and throughout the process.
So when you're tracking that, right, I guess looks are the byproduct. I guess it depends on your goals for that specific training.
Like right now we're in winter, so most of my training is aerobic based.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my strongman workout, now that I have a ring.
Aerobic means cardio, more
Right.
cardio based, metabolic.
But more steady state, sorry. More steady state cardio, not like HIIT classes. But my cardiovascular improvements have been dramatic over the past 6 or 7 weeks. In turn, I've gotten leaner. Sure, like my nutrition's good, but
So you're shredded.
not shredded. No, when I think shredded, like sure, like the average person sees like on Instagram, they think that's shredded.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think of shredded, like I'm used to seeing like Arnold's right there, like bodybuilders. That's what shredded looks like. My main performance goal is aerobic base and heart rate, recovery, all that stuff. So later in the year, I could get better hypertrophy and put on more muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But in turn, I've gotten a little bit leaner from it.
So training like a machine, you end up looking like a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that people, if I could tell that to myself like 10 years ago, I would save so much time, energy, money. I'd save so much energy, more so than anything.
Yeah, more time and more energy.
Yeah. Because when you're training specifically for, like you're increasing your weights week over week, like all the things that you care about, at least I care about, tend to align with that. If nutrition's on point, everything tends to align with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the caveat. Like nutrition is the main factor when getting results.
What are some key takeaways for this? Why should we chase performance over looks?
What I think about when someone says they want to train for fat loss, they just want to get tired. They want to feel like they got their ass kicked in the gym, but then like they're not improving in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And then you eventually hit a wall. You can't do more. So then unless you're like perfect with your nutrition, then you're not going to get the results you want. Then you get mad and then you stop.
Mm-hmm.
Or the motivation starts to wane a little bit. Now the workouts aren't as good because you're not as motivated, and it's just a downward spiral.
Yeah.
But if you're training to perform better in the gym and you use that as motivation, then you'll eventually get to where you want to be. Again, caveat provided the nutrition's there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot easier for the nutrition to be there when you see those results week by week.
I would say performance creates sustainable progress, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, performance is what's going to build the muscle too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not continuing to do progressive overload, more weight, more reps, then you're not going to build any muscle, and then you're not going to lose as much fat as you want to.
Chase performance if you want to look jacked, if you want to look ripped, if you want that summer bod at the end of the day.
When we chased your deadlift performance.
Oh yeah, I got the booty gains that I wanted.
And you got a lot leaner.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah.
As opposed to previous phases where, all right,
I was chasing a ton of fat loss.
I caved into you for a phase or two to try to give you fat loss workouts, thinking, all right, maybe it's going to be a little bit more motivating.
Yeah.
But the nutrition wasn't matching the training, and then we didn't get the results we wanted.
No.
Or you were just coming in exhausted all the time, and then you couldn't have the same output in the gym.
You know what was crazy is like during when I transitioned over to more strength-based training,
that's when you got your
eating more. Yeah, I was eating more. I mean, I was eating very intentionally, but technically it was more volume, so I didn't feel hungry.
Yeah, which is
sometimes I did.
Well, that's even better because you don't need to starve yourself to get fat loss.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people think they need to suffer, and then everything becomes negative. All right, I need to suffer in the gym. I need to suffer and be restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can only suffer for so long, and then they stop.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I was suffering then. I was having a good time. I was excited to see how strong I was.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying most people think they need to suffer. The way you were doing it wasn't suffering. It was, all right, we're going to train for performance. Yeah. And now it's more fun. Yeah. Engaging.
In a sentence, if we could wrap it up, what would you tell that one person that's chasing that annoying Instagram influencer and they want to look exactly like them? What would you tell them?
Just because you're getting tired in the gym does not mean you're doing the right thing or going to get results. You need to follow a plan. You need to stick to it. And every week, just beat your numbers. Keep hitting those targets. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, you're going to look like a different person and feel like a different person. But you have to go 1 week, one workout at a time, brick by brick.
Performance. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you have a specific topic that you want to bring up, feel free to share with us. Our email in the comments below, wherever you can find us. And yeah, that's it for today.
Just make sure you smash the crap out of that like button.
Don't pass. Smash. Smash. Smash.